This is the one mentality keeping men stuck in their 20s and 30s. I call this the late bloomer mentality. Being a late bloomer is somebody who consistently prolongs what they are supposed to be in their life. They consistently prolong it. They never get to the point where they actually take the steps to get to where they need to be. I personally have struggled with this for years. And this comes from my childhood. I was somebody in school where I was not popular, but people knew me. And I always told myself, one day people are going to know your name. One day it will come. Always being labeled as cute in school. And I always told myself, one day women will find you attractive. One day they will actually love you. One day these things will happen. And the reason why you need to get rid of the late bloomer mentality, the reason why you need to destroy this is because you will never get to that point that you truly desire. You will continue to push back your actual potential, which you could actually be. I'm somebody in my 20s. I've done electrician work, personal trainer, sales, was a videographer for music videos, actually produced music, did my own training business, did a whole bunch of other jobs, always prolonging what I already knew I was supposed to be. I've loved movement. I've loved fitness since I was a kid. I've always been very active. I knew this was my purpose. I've always loved psychology and how people think. I've always been fascinated with this. I've always loved creative work. And because I have late bloomer mentality, I always told myself in my early 20s, when things were shit and I had no idea what I was doing, you're going to figure it out one day. One day you're going to figure it out. Guys, I'm 27 years old. And because of this mentality, I am not where I need to be at this age. Yeah, I have a job. I make decent money. Yeah, I'm creating this channel now. I'm doing certain things now that I could have done 5 years ago because I tried to take a different path when internally I knew what I was supposed to do. You let other people sway your opinions, sway their opinions onto you when you already know what you're supposed to do. And I would always tell myself, one day you're going to figure it out. One day you got this. One day you're going to figure it out. But as I always say, time goes by so quick and it waits for no man. Time goes so fast. I was just 20 years old. It seems like a few days ago, honestly. It feels like I was just 20 years old and I'm 27 now. And if I had just stuck to my gut and trusted myself, I would be in a completely different position in my life right now. But I have late bloomer mentality. I kept on thinking, let's switch the business model. Let's try a different career. I worked for Tesla out in California the past couple of years. I knew from the start that that's not what I wanted to do. I could feel it every single day I would go in. Was gonna work my way up to being an engineer at Tesla. I knew that wasn't for me. And I stayed there for 2 years because I kept on waiting. I kept on having the late bloomer mentality, not being aligned in my purpose, when deep down I already knew what my purpose was. I've always loved creating videos, and I just started this channel 2 months ago, officially, actually creating content consistently 2 months ago. I've always loved training. Never try to put that training into online. Never try to put my ideologies, my thoughts online. Why? Why would I do this? Because I believed one day I'm going to make it. But I didn't see everything in front of me everything I needed was already in front of me. Everything I needed was already in front of me. I had the phone, I had the fucking mic, the tripod, even though you really don't even need that. I have the fitness background. I've been doing this for 8 years at this point. I have my thoughts, I have my ideas, I have myself. I know what I'm supposed to do. But again, I would keep on prolonging the process, acting like someday something's going to change, when in reality, nothing's going to change. And this can apply to any aspect of your life. You have to understand, there is no late bloomer mentality. You cannot have this. If you're in your 20s or 30s and you're wishing someday you're gonna lose weight, wishing someday you're gonna get a girlfriend or you're gonna have somebody besides you of value that you want in your life, if you just sit around and wait, that will never happen. You wanna start the business. I had a business, a personal training business when I was 23 years old. I waited over 3 years to even start to get into that process again. Why would I wait when I already knew I wanted to do that? When I knew I had the capability to do that, why would I wait? Why would you wait on your potential when it's right in front of you, when you know what you have to do? You know what you have to do. You know what you're good at. For me, fitness, training, psychology, speaking about honestly any topic, social commentary. I love to see videos like this. I love to consume content like this. Why not create my own? Why didn't I start 3, 4, 5 years ago? Why would you wait on your potential? The late bloomer mentality will keep you at a spot forever, and you will never be able to escape. You have to understand this. You will never be able to escape if you keep this mentality forever. But you hear this everywhere you go. Oh, well, one day I'm gonna lose weight. That person's never gonna lose weight. One day I'm gonna start this business. That person's never gonna start that business. One day, man, some girl's gonna love me and accept me for who I am. No one's going to accept you because you keep on prolonging what you already know you have to do. You know you have to lose the weight. You know you have to get to a spot to be desired to even have the opportunity for a relationship that you actually want. You know you're of no value, but you always tell yourself you are. You lie to yourself. You lie to yourself that you're in shape and that you feel good, but you know you don't feel good. I lied to myself when I was working at Tesla, acting like it was okay when I knew deep down I was suffering. I kid you not, I would be at Tesla about to have breakdowns internally because I was so messed up. Because I knew that even the opportunity there, that is not what I wanted deep down. I could have moved up the ranks, become a supervisor, become an engineer. Good money, great money for some people. I knew that wasn't my purpose. I knew I would suffer even with the money. I would suffer there. I stayed there for 2.5 years knowing that wasn't my purpose. And the thing is, right now in life, you might be in a situation in your life where you feel the same. But you have to understand that whatever it is that you truly desire, because we all have desires, we're all human beings. You right now watching this video, you have a desire, you have an outcome that you want in your life that you do not have. Everybody has this, whether we lie to ourselves or not. I have a desire for money, for power, for influence. I have a desire to be in great shape. I have a desire to have my pick of whoever I want. I will not lie to myself and tell myself I do not have that desire. That is what I want in this life. It does not matter what anybody says. But because I've prolonged the process, made the process so long where I could have cut it not even in half, into an eighth, actually gotten help from people who actually do what I'm trying to do, I would have sped up the process so fast trying to do everything on my own. And that's another point. You can't do everything on your own. People who are truly successful, they're not doing everything on their own. They have mentors, they have people around them. I've just started to get into the mentality of accepting help at 27 years old, when I could have had this when I was 19, 20, 21. But I was not in a place to accept help at that time. I thought I knew everything. I thought I was better than what I actually was. And it's crazy because the older I get, the more I realize that I need more help than ever. And I have no shame in saying this. I need help. I need people who know what they're doing. I need an actual support system. Not just people telling me, oh, you're doing great, you're doing well. No, like people who are at the top instructing me, guiding me to where I need to be. I need those people in my life. And so do you. Whether you agree to it or not, you need those people in your life. Because everyone's going to have down periods. Everyone's going to have periods in their life where everything feels impossible. I'm in a position right now like that. You're going to have to push so hard, and the longer that you prolong that, you will never get to where you need to be. It has to be do or die. You have to get to that point. I've lived in this purgatory, in this confinement for years, when I could have been so much farther ahead. And this late bloomer mentality will keep you in this position forever. And you have to make that decision that I'm going to break out of this. I'm going to get the help I need, and no one's going to stop me. You have to. This is John the Only. I'm sending blessings always. Peace.